Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back. It is spooky season, and so I thought I would break out the Halloween Oracle and the Halloween Tarot. I don't know about you, but I absolutely love this time of year. I love the colder temperatures. Well, actually, it's been -6, 7 overnight. It's been really cold. We've had snow. I want autumn back. I'm not lined up for winter. I do love the autumn, though. So, okay, let's see. What card is this? We have the card of midnight, the most magical hour of all. Oops, I do not have these set up. Changed my little setup after filming my crystal video. If you haven't seen that, I'm dropping cards. It will be linked up here. If that's the right side. Maybe it's not. So midnight, the most magical hour of all. I feel like this card is telling us that it's time to make time for our own personal magic, our own personal craft, spell work, intention work, manifestation, whatever you want to call it. It's time to take the time to focus on that and allow us to work with the magic within. So the first card that came out is the Knight of Imps. And then we have the Moon. Speaking of midnight, we have the Moon. And we have the Eight of Bats. Okay. Between the Eight of Bats and the Moon, it's almost like you're afraid to embrace your own personal magic. And again, this really depends on how you see magic, how you perceive it, what it means to you. For some of us, magic is actually doing spell work, sitting down, doing incantations or rituals. For other people, it is about doing meditation, using the law of attraction. And for some people, they might not even be able to tap into their own personal magic yet. They might just witness their own actions as what is creating their future, their current reality as well. But for all of us, no matter whether you see it in a very practical way or a very surrealist way, we all have magic within. Even those who say that magic isn't real and it's the actions that you take that allows you to go down the path that you are going down. Where does that motivation come from? Where does that inspiration come from? Where do those ideas, those concepts come from? It's all kind of the same thing. The way I see magic is not, movie magic. It's not hocus pocus. It's not Harry Potter. It's not, waving a wand and materializing something, or twitching your nose and having, something happen. It's about using the energies around you and working with the energies that are around you. And sometimes those energies can be interpreted in certain ways, and sometimes those energies can be utilized. We all have different perspectives and different experiences based on what has happened to us in our lives. And so when something happens to you, you have a decision to make, whether to perceive it in a positive, negative, or neutral light, how to respond or to react. There's all sorts of things that can happen in the moment. And yes, part of it is just your experience will dictate your knowledge, which will dictate your actions. But there's also this certain, the je ne sais quoi, the I don't know what. And I feel like that is really a part of the magic that exists within all of us. And again, this isn't some supernatural kind of magic. It's just understanding that you have the power within you. I'm sure all of us have experienced situations where you've had something happen to you again and again and again, and in one moment, in one decision, you decide to take a different path. You decide to take a different road, a different choice, whatever it happens to be, and that will change the outcome. And that is you having the magic, the ability, the strength, again, whatever you want to call it, to change your outcome, right? You have the capability to take actions and to move forward and to go down the path that you want to go down. But with the 8 of Bats and the moon, I feel, and especially with the midnight hour being the most magical hour of all, I feel like these things combined are telling me that you're afraid to either accept that you hold this power, or you're afraid to utilize it. For some of you, it might be one or the other. I'm not quite sure. I'm kind of getting both of those messages. But it is interesting. So we've got, midnight where it's dark. The clock on the back of this card is really making me think of full moon. We have the card of the moon. And then the 8 of Bats also has the full moon in the background. She has this big clock behind her, but she also has the same one, almost as a talisman, around her neck, showing that time is out of our control, but also within our control. And that's kind of how I'm feeling like your magic is. And again, magic, just a very general term for embracing the power that you hold within to control your life and to control your destiny. So we have the moon and the 8 of Bats. And speaking of control, we have this werewolf here. And on a full moon, it almost feels like, that werewolf is out of control. It can't control what's happening. It can't control the transformation that it's going through. So perhaps you're feeling like you can't control this ability, whether that is a positive or negative thing. It's up to you to decide. Sometimes chaos is beautiful, and chaos within itself is magical. But with the 8 of Bats here, with this woman blindfolded and wrapped up, again, I'm feeling very restricted. But it's almost like you're not feeling restricted. You're not feeling restricted by your magic, the magic within you. It's almost like the everyday, the mundane is what you feel perhaps is holding you back. The most magical hour of all, midnight. But that does not mean that you cannot tap into your magic within. You cannot tap into the deeper parts of your being at any time. It might just take practice. It might take, time. It's all about time. But the first step is really to be able to trust yourself and know that you are capable of being the person that you want to be. And you are capable of going in a direction that is calling to you. Right? We have this Knight of Imps. It's taking action, going for it, and knowing what the destination is that you want. So whether you see it in a more mundane light, and you just see it as yourself taking actions towards your dreams, that's fine. Whether you want to incorporate spell work to get to where you want to be, it's another option for you. Whether you want to work with manifestation, meditation, affirmations, it's another path as well. We all have different paths. We all have different callings. We all have different things that work for us. So it's not about doing what one person is doing, but what will work for you. Midnight might be the most magical hour of all, but in all honesty, in my own personal experience, the most magical hour of all is the one that you actually dedicate to yourself and to working on your strengths and your powers and your abilities. So that is your message for today. I hope you enjoyed this tarot and oracle reading. Love, light, and happiness to all of you. Have a fantastic day. Bye.